There's parents who will say, you say it's the government money. And there are a lot of parents, we've talked to them, who say, but it's my money. I'm paying my taxes. I'm paying money into this. So it's really just using my money. How do you answer that?
I'll answer by saying I'm endlessly sympathetic. I literally pay more money every year on my property taxes to brainwash other people's kids than I pay to give my own 5 children a world-class education. And I wouldn't be caught dead sending my kids to a government school. So it's wrong, it's immoral, it's wicked, but making another mistake because of a mistake that's happening isn't going to make the first mistake any less of a mistake. And so, you know what, I'm all in favor of programs, if we can find a way to do them, where the government just never takes your money to begin with, right? One of the things that we proposed, and I've talked to a lot of policymakers here in Florida, senior people at the governor's office. I actually talked to the governor a couple of weeks ago about some of these things. I would love to see programs where parents can just keep their money, right? And here in Florida, I'll just give you an example because I know Florida the best because I'm here. When we fill out our property tax thing every year, you got all these little boxes. Are you a widow? Check. Are you a veteran? Check. Are you a senior citizen? Check. And so by the time you're done checking all these boxes, you get a big deduction on your taxes, your property taxes, depending on how many boxes you check. So if you're a single or a widow and a senior and et cetera, you're going to pay a much lower property tax bill. I propose adding one more box onto that little card that says, I am a parent of a school-age child and I don't want to use your government brainwash camps. You probably need some different language. But you check that box, and then whatever amount of my tax money would have gone to the local government brainwash camp is then just wiped off my tax liability. I'll be happy to pay for the sheriff. I'll be happy to pay for firefighters and trash pickup and whatever other things government thinks they need to do, but I shouldn't be paying for the government indoctrination center. But this is a big difference, right? This isn't the government taking money from me and then giving it back to me with strings attached. This is me saying, this is my money. The government's going to just let me keep it. So I think there's a really, it seems like an arcane distinction to people. And we had this battle in Tallahassee over HB1, and we got a lot of the changes we wanted made. Thankful to our governor, thankful to some of our Republican leaders that those changes were made. But we need to recognize that this distinction is real. The courts have consistently found that when the government funds something, it doesn't just have the authority to regulate it. It actually has the responsibility to regulate it because that's public money. You got to have public accountability if you're using public money. But if they're just not taking it from me in the first place, it's not public money. It's my money, and then I can do what I want. So